Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Josiah Agro TV. Today I want to tell you, or I want to answer this question: is livestock farming really profitable in Nigeria? Now the answer remains yes. Livestock farming is profitable in Nigeria when you're doing it right. If you're doing it right, it will be profitable for you. But if you do it the wrong way, you will run out of the business. Now, what a lot of people do, most Africans or people in Nigeria, when they are in Nigeria, they will have little passion for agriculture. But when they travel outside, they will now see other farmers out there in the diaspora. They see that while they are doing really good in agriculture, and the passion will now rise, and they now want to start farming. They want to do livestock farming. And what they will do is they will call their relative back home. I want to start probably goat farming or cattle farming or sheep farming. And then now that they'll tell their relative, can you help me guide goats? Then that piece of land over there, let's use it to do the farm. Then they start the business. Buy goats, they'll go to the market, get a lot of goats, bring to their farm, and maybe in 1 week or 1 month, you discover that all those animals are gone. They lose everything, and they'll be like, "This thing is not good. It's not a good business." That is not how you do it. If you want to start livestock farming, you have to look for a mentor. Get a good mentor, somebody that is already doing well in the business, somebody that is in the business and is doing good. This person knows a lot about livestock. Meet such a person, get some training before you start. Now the question in your mind will be, but my father, my mother were keeping goats before. Those goats were giving birth to two, three, as the case may be. But you forgot that they were keeping West African dwarf goats. In the south, in the west, in the eastern part of Nigeria, the animal you see mostly, the goats you see mostly are the West African dwarf goats. I am using goats as a case study because I do goats. I'm a goat farmer. I keep goats and sheep. Back there, they keep the West African dwarf goat, and West African dwarf goat is a very resilient breed of goats, and is very resistant to disease. So if you keep those West African dwarf goat, though you know that keeping them for commercial purpose, they don't reach maturity on time. So that's why it is not advisable to use them on for commercial purpose, because before that animal will reach maturity, it will take a longer time. And in Nigeria, the breed of goat you can use for commercial purpose is the Sokoto Red, the Sahelian goat. Those ones you can use them for commercial breeding if you cannot get the Boer and the Kalahari. The Boer and Kalahari are good for commercial purpose. The Sokoto Red and the Sahelian goat are good for commercial purpose because this breed of goats reach maturity on time. Now, if you take a goat, you buy a goat from the north or this northern breed and you take them to the south, those animals need to acclimatize to that environment. They need to acclimatize, and during that acclimatization period, you have to do some certain things, like you need to pay keen attention to them. You don't just bring them to your farm and allow them to roam about just like the just like the West African dwarf goat do. The West African dwarf goat, during the rain can fall them and you see them running and shaking their body. Maybe the next 2 days you see that they are having flu, they are having catarrh, they are sneezing, and before you know, they are back, they are normal again, even without any medication. These ones are not like that. You need to give them medication. You don't even allow rain to fall them. You keep them in a good shelter where they will be away from the rain. So you have to make sure that you do these things as well. It's just the same thing as you keeping a chicken. You not have any problem, but the broiler will have problem. When it comes to medication, you need to give medication. You need to administer one or two to make that animal okay. So if you're in Nigeria, starting a goat farm, it's very easy. You don't need to start with much number. Start with the amount, the money you have now. Use it to just buy few. Keep them, rear them. When you have more money, you keep adding. And as you keep adding, those ones you bought first will keep giving birth. So before you know, in the short time, you have a lot of flocks. So that is just that. If you said livestock farming is not profitable, somebody will say it's very hard to, to see a good or a livestock farmer becoming rich. Livestock farmers these days are even richer than a lot of workers, like a lot of even civil servants. Livestock farmers, things a livestock farmer can buy, most civil servants cannot get it. Most people working in some kind of, good establishment cannot get it. If you're doing livestock farming the right way, definitely you will make money. So I just want to share this little piece of information with you. If this is your first time watching my video, my name is Josiah Adoga. Thank you for watching this episode of Josiah Agro TV. See you in the next episode. Bye bye.